Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolescence, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. Welcome back to my channel. And in today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at the newest release by the company Dua Fragrances, and this one is called Costarindo, so stay tuned. This fragrance was released in 2018, and the perfumer behind this blend is Massam Raza. Massam Raza is the founder of the company, the CEO, the creative director, the perfumer. He does everything. And this fragrance is one of the two newest releases, so came out in 2018, and it's inspired by Memo Paris Tamarindo, which is their newest release. Now, for those of you who don't know, Dua Fragrances makes two kinds of fragrances. They make what are called inspired expressions, so there are fragrances that are inspired by more popular niche or designer fragrances, but as of lately, a lot of niche. And then they also make original blends. Now, this one is inspired by Tamarindo. Massam Raza, I believe, decided to call it Costarindo because it's inspired by Costa Rica. So you imagine yourself being on the island and you're surrounded by the water and the lush landscapes and all of that stuff. Pretty cool story. And this one is a fragrance containing notes of jasmine absolute, pineapple, citrus, vanilla, cardamom, patchouli. It's a wonderful blend. So I'm excited to tell you more about it. But let's go ahead and start things off with the presentation. Here's the presentation for Costarindo. I really like the graphic on this one. It's a pretty simple presentation, a stock bottle, but the company that makes the labels for their fragrances is the same company that makes them for Tom Ford. On the side, you have the name of the fragrance written right there, so it's kind of cool if you have several of them and they're all lined up. And the atomizer works very well, wide distribution. Let's continue with the smell. Now, as soon as you spray this fragrance on, you will get that pineapple. Now, it's not a very clear and realistic pineapple. You get the fruitiness, you get this citric component, you get the tart effervescent quality about it, but it doesn't necessarily smell like pineapple because there's a lot of notes going on in here. I do get a green element from it. I get the cardamom, however slight. And then I also get the citrus in the opening, which I think works really well with the pineapple, but I get a lot of vanilla from it too. And my nose is always geared towards the gourmand fragrances. So when I smelled this for the first time, I was head over heels in love. I love vanilla, I love gourmand fragrances. You add plum, you add almond, you add some of my other favorite ingredients, and it just kicks it up to high gear. Now this one also contains benzoin in the base, which is an interesting note, kind of has a vanillic overtone, but it also has a smoky component. I wouldn't necessarily go as far as saying this fragrance smells smoky because I really don't think it does, but what it does is it gives you a nice, fresh, juicy, fruity component, which is citrusy in nature as well. And then you also have that vanillic sweetness in the base. It's a really nice combination of the two. There are other fragrances that do things in a similar way. I'm not saying that this is one of them per se, but it's in the same family. Sarah McCartney makes a lot of great fragrances that have citrusy introduction, and then they dry down to something rather sweet. So this is along those lines. And Massam Raza was also kind enough to provide me with a real sample of the real thing. It's a knockout. I think it's a great fragrance. If you like this, you are also going to like the original. If you like the original by nature, you're also going to like this as well because it smells so darn similar. I don't like putting a number on it, but just take my word for it. I do have a decant that Massam made me of the original, and it smells quite close. So Massam, you did a wonderful job yet again. It smells very close to the real thing. I'm happy to have this in my collection, so thank you for sending it to me. Let's go ahead and finish things up with my overall assessment. Now, first up, I took a look at the uniqueness in the overall smell, and of course, this is not a unique fragrance because it is a replica of a more popular niche fragrance or a fragrance that will be popular. I know it's being released in the United States soon, but the overall smell is incredibly pleasant. If you like those notes, even remotely or faintly, the pineapple, the citrus, the vanilla, you are going to love this scent, and it's a really nice balance of those notes. Longevity on this one was pretty solid. I got about 8 hours. Projection was really good for the first couple of hours. It became a skin scent, I want to say 6 or 7 hours into the progression, so it did really, really well. Versatility on this one is good for the colder months, so maybe it was released a bit out of season, especially when I think of the notes like the vanilla and the patchouli. Those definitely evoke colder wear, and then anybody of any age, anybody of any sex can wear this one, and I think this is one that you can dress up and dress down, but prime occasion for it would be dressing up. As far as presentation goes, you guys know it's a stock bottle. It's a pretty simple presentation, but my final verdict on this one is I love it. I really do. I really like Havana Vanille by L'Artisan Parfumeur. There are a lot of vanilla-based scents, Tobacco Vanille being another one by Tom Ford. I like it when there's something to kind of offset the vanilla, and this one does have that, don't get me wrong. It has the patchouli, it has the pineapple, and I think it's really well done. So it's one of those scents that I can see growing on me. I'm really excited about it. I'm very happy that I've had the opportunity to share my thoughts with you guys, and hopefully you get yourself a sample and see what the fuss is all about. So thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. That was my take on Costarindo by Duo Fragrances. If you own or have tried this fragrance, please let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to subscribe for future videos, top 10s, giveaways, unboxings, and a lot of other fragrance-related content. So thanks again for tuning in. We love you guys, and we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.